time for game number... I can't remember, but here's the brackets. We're in the fourth game of the day. Sorry, it's going to be KarMa versus PaulGG. Quickly, I'm just going to press start on the game as always to talk about what's going on in the game. If you have a look at the brackets real quick, I'm going to run down what has happened so far in today's live stream. Don't forget, we're doing the first 8 games today, the second 8 tomorrow, and then onwards and onwards. We'll just be going through the rounds each day. So we do have Salty Dan versus Shu was the first game. Shu succeeded in that one, and he will be playing Ishigo in the next round, who took down A4, who was the stand-in for Vamp originally, and then Feroxide got wrecked by Dread Knight, in all honesty, absolutely destroyed. But we are going to get ourselves into the next game, so here are the rules for the tournament. Don't forget, for these first 2 rounds, they are best of 1. So no soul rings, no bottle crows, no neutrals of any kind. Gold, you give yourself 150 at the start to get yourself a second walking courier. And as always, the matchups are predetermined and then randomized depending on veto. So we see the matchups for this one. We have the first one which showed up with a Shadow Fiend versus Shadow Fiend. There is also a Rubik versus Puck and Invoker versus Lion. But both players were absolutely terrified of the SF matchup. So they chose to go with the Rubik versus Puck. We were going to have KarMa playing on the Radiant. He'll be taking up the Puck. And PaulGG will be playing the Rubik on the Dire side. So we've got 10 seconds to go before we get ourselves into the game. So here we are, ladies and gents, for game number 4 of your first round of King of the Mid. It's going to be KarMa versus PaulGG, Puck versus Rubik, and here we are. So you see KarMa straight up going to buy his items. He's going to get some wards. He's going to get himself don't forget gold if it doesn't work, which it appears it does work. So yep, PaulGG's got himself a second one, so that's fine for him. Also going for the wards as well. Going to get himself a bit more of an eco build too. But alongside those wards, as does KarMa. In fact, both heroes going for the same starting items completely. And the question is, are they going to meet each other going out to ward right now? We do have level 1 phase shift coming out from Puck, so a little bit more defensively. And PaulGG doesn't get himself anything up yet, but if he gets himself telekinesis and finds KarMa, who's not leaving his tier 2 tower, putting him on a cliff this early on would be devastating for KarMa. As you can see, PaulGG is just going to ward himself up. In fact, where's he going right now? Is he trying to find a courier? He's going for a cheeky snipe perhaps, but he's not going to quite be able to see KarMa just yet. For the way that KarMa's circling around his tower, I think the tree is just blocking vision. But Paul is maybe looking for the courier, but he's just going to back off now. Very aggressive play coming out the way of PaulGG. And he's going to go ahead and ward here, I assume. KarMa not choosing to place these yet, but we're going to get ourselves into the game. The far corner will sound. 5 seconds to the creep spawn. And PaulGG still playing aggressively. He wants his courier to come out. He wants to snipe it, but still, no players have actually used the courier to scare out the runes yet. So Paul is just going to go ahead and ward. He notices the rune's going to be bottom. He's going to fail his block a little bit because of this rotation. However, he might still pick it just in time. He's going to get himself Fade Bolt at level 1 as well. KarMa actually very successfully blocking this one. So he's going to try and get complete creep control. He will let a melee one through first, which isn't ideal. And yep, it's going to get targeted by everyone. So that melee creep will die first, pushing the lane towards KarMa. And there's a third Fade Bolt coming out from PaulGG. Doesn't actually get the last hit with it. And a nice phase shift coming out from KarMa as well. So, completely avoiding damage. You've had using that twice, and this is going to be a great annoyance going away at PaulGG. This phase shift from KarMa. It's going to dodge as many auto attacks as possible, as much harassment as possible. But this is such a volatile matchup that's coming on. As soon as PaulGG hits level 6, he has a lot more burst damage. He can get the illusionary orb, he can get the warning rift coming out from Puck, and use those against him to his effectiveness. But as well as having quite a nice lift duration stun there, 2.25 disable on telekinesis. He's going to have the Fade Bolt as well, which gives a lot of burst damage. It makes sure that KarMa can't get any right clicks out. But this is a matchup more about who's going to make a mistake. And Paul's just sitting on the high ground. He's going to take an illusory orb to the face as well as a couple of right clicks. Bit of a mistake, but he's going to be able to salve himself up now. He's going to head for the bottom room, which is going to be an illusion. Now he's walking back to the mid lane. With this illusion rune, didn't in fact pick it up. Interesting. So he walked down, he used his salve, and he found the illusion rune bottom. Must be waiting for his bottle to come out, which he still doesn't have right now. 50 gold away for him. KarMa a little bit further behind, but actually went for a second salve rather than just the one that PaulGG decided to go for. And as far as last hits go, it's 8 for 0 coming away at Paul and 5 for 1 coming away at KarMa. But he will get 6-1 there, so both players pretty even on gold right now. The bottle will come out first for Paul. And Paul obviously left the lane a little bit earlier, so he's just a slight bit behind the next speed. Now KarMa is actually going to go himself with the magic wand early rather than the bottle, so he knows that Paul's going to be spamming out those fade bolts whenever possible. He wants to be able to just try and keep himself regened up. The bottle would really help him. He's playing as Puck, of course, and man is a big thing on Puck, but it's on Rubik as well. So there's the bottle coming out from Paul. He's going to be able to spam fade bolt a lot more now. 150 mana cost on that one currently, whereas you see from Puck's skills alone, 150 and 100 on his 2 damage skills, respectively. He's actually going to choose not to max anything yet. He's just hit level 4. So we'll see what build he goes for. He's going to go for the Illusory Orb build rather than the Warning Rift. And as expected, PaulGG is going to just lift up KarMa now. A little bit more harassment damage coming out from the creeps, but he knows the rune's already bottom. He's already scared it out. He's going to go ahead and use his last bottle charge and pick up this illusion rune. Still a little bit of a waste of mana though, using that lift there. He wasn't really going to do anything with it. And now KarMa's going to game himself the magic wand. So that's going to give him some extra stats. Still hasn't placed this ward of his yet. And not really controlling the runes, but without going up for that bottle build, he doesn't really have to. And actually, Rubik decides to get his point in Northfield, so 5% magic resistance is really going to stop the Puck's burst coming out a little bit more. And this is what makes this a pretty volatile matchup. Like, the more that Paul levels up on the Rubik, the more of an advantage he's going to get, because those levels in Northfield, he's going to get 20% damage reduction. But at the same time, it's very dependent on what items KarMa decides to build. There's a lot of things that he could build for this one to really give himself an advantage. I'd be very surprised if we see a Dagon coming out from him. But it's definitely a possibility at the same time if he can get the gold. That's really going for the late game though, and I doubt the game will get that far. So now Paul is just going to use this illusion. Rune's Karen trying to last hit. KarMa actually catching up a little bit. There's only 3 difference in last hits right now. And Paul is going to get the siege creeps lasted. KarMa choosing not to go for deny, and actually using the magic wand after only having 1 charge, which is pretty interesting. He's not going to be having it available for another 5 seconds. And there goes the fade bolt, but KarMa actually dodged it once more with a phase shift. So using these phase shifts really effectively, and it's really shutting down the amount of harassment that PaulGG can put on top of KarMa right now. And he's going to get himself an invis rune, so we're going to see what Paul can do with this one. Going to eat a tango. Surprised he doesn't pop his invis though. He's waiting for the right moment. Obviously we still have wards on KarMa, still hasn't placed them. It's pretty interesting, but PaulGG is going to run himself straight in. And rather than using the fade bolt on the creeps at the moment, because KarMa could just phase shift out of it, he's really got to start fade bolting KarMa himself. Get the bounce starting at the Puck, bring him into the creep wave, if that's what he wants to do. Otherwise he could just zap him anyway. It's a nice bit of damage, and of course there's no cast time on fade bolt, providing that the target is KarMa himself. He's guaranteed to get hit by it. If KarMa phase shifts, then the spell's simply not going to be cast out. But then what we see on Paul, we see boots coming out, so he's definitely got an advantage at the moment. KarMa, he's got the courier coming out for him as well. It's going to be the bottle a little bit late. Very surprised by the magic wand choice, because he's not really had any chances to use it effectively. And in fact, we see an interesting build from KarMa as well, choosing not to level up the Dream Coil at level 6. Oh, placing that ward could have got him in a little bit of trouble. But that's a nice little burst. So he goes for level 3 in Illusory Orb rather than getting a point in his oh, sorry, he went for one in Warning Rift rather than getting a point in his Dream Coil. Whereas PaulGG, obviously, he's got the ability to steal the Illusory Orb off KarMa now, choosing not to do so. That orb very nearly hit him, and that would have been a lot of harassment damage. If that orb would have hit him, then I'm guessing that KarMa would have gone in on this one. But Paul just continuing to try and last hit and deny as effectively as possible. 4 last hits ahead, 1 deny behind, so it's just such a close matchup at the moment, and you can see that KarMa at the moment is starting to get more harassment damage down than Paul is. And this is just the nature of Rubik. He needs a good spell for himself, and he wants to get the Illusory Orb by Imagine. Dream Coil would be a very good... Sorry, Warning Rift would be a very good one for him as well to stop that phase shift, of course. And there's going to be another fade bolt just dodged by KarMa, and KarMa's making this one go too easy. PaulGG's going to take a lot of harassment. He's going to pop the Invis rune the moment he gets hit by that last one. Rune's going to be top. It will be a double damage rune. KarMa's heading up for this one. He definitely wants to beat Paul for this one, but Paul is currently Invis. Doesn't have mana for lift, and his Vatsi's going to back off. He's just going to use his bottle. KarMa was chased by the creep, so... Paul will know that the double damage rune is on KarMa. He's actually going to use it immediately just to try and get rid of this creep harassment. Yeah, as we see, the level's up now. KarMa's just going to pop level 7, so he goes in on this orb, and that's a lot of damage coming out from the DD rune, and KarMa not actually having enough mana to do anything else other than that. Didn't obviously get a point in his Dream Coil, so not able to control the Rubik and hold him down, because he was getting attacked by the creeps all the time there. He couldn't use his last bottle charge as well. And now PaulGG's flown himself into a salve as well as a clarity. Going to try and get himself back up and possibly put some aggression on KarMa now that he's low. And Paul's still not using spell steal. And again, KarMa just keeps on dodging. Paul has really got to start using the Fade Bolt on top of KarMa, or else the harassment damage just isn't there. And that last tick of the DD rune, the very last moment it was there, he manages to throw an auto attack on top of Paul, doing some harassment damage there. Paul's actually heading down at the moment. He's just going to place a ward. Again, trying to keep hold of these runes as best as he can. And now KarMa has got someone flying out to him. I'll say flying out, walking out. I actually missed the courier there. It's going to be his boots as well. Same players pretty much even on items. Paul still doesn't have the magic wand, however. But again, is this coming out to him now? In fact, no, we're going to see phase boots. So PaulGG with a better right clicks. KarMa would be looking to go on him now if only he had some more mana. As far as last hits go, still 5 behind. Or 4 behind now, but Paul is really, really losing the harass at the moment. But now with phase boots on top of him, he does have a lot more maneuverability around the map. He can try and race against KarMa for the runes. Whoever he will be able to do so is questionable, but he's going to go ahead and guess bottom rune. He's going to try and camp this one and hopefully get it, which will give him some health and mana that he definitely needs at the moment. In fact, he's going to not get lucky because the rune is top. It's going to be a haste rune. KarMa's going to go ahead and kill these last 2 creeps and head up there. This is going to be a nice haste rune for KarMa. He's got a point in the dream core now, so we do see some kill potential coming out. He has to use all of his bottle charges though if he wants to have enough mana to do so. In fact, it's currently on 134, so yeah, but 2 bottle charges will give him enough mana to do so. PaulGG is going to just head back. In fact, KarMa, oh, I thought he was going to race up and try and find him. But instead, Paul is going to bring himself a TP scroll, head back to base, heal up, get back to the middle lane as soon as possible. And try and go up against KarMa, who's going to go ahead on last hits any moment now. Now KarMa, still getting last hits. It's reaching the point now where Rubik should be able to start winning this lane. He has 4 points up in the Fade Bolt, and he can steal the level 4 Illusory Orb if he wants to do so. And that's a, sorry, level 3 Illusory Orb. So KarMa not maxing anything at the moment. He's gone for 3 in each, and this is a pretty smart decision. So we do see Phase Shift actually stunned by Paul, which is not something he really wants at this point. But yeah, KarMa decided not to max either of these skills, and this is, I'd say, a fairly good decision. Because if Paul stole a level 4 Dream Call or a level 4 Silence, then that's a really good spell for him to steal. He will actually take the blunt of that orb still, even after using the Warning Rift, and he's going to waste a bottle charge because of that as well. But yeah, by not maxing either of the skills, basically the damage goes up by 70 on Orb, and the damage goes up by 70 on Warning Rift as well. So rather than giving him a potentially 280 damage spell, he's going to give him a 210 one regardless which one he steals. Which is a fairly good decision. I'm not sure if it's intentional by KarMa just because of the matchup he's against, but I like it either way. But as you see, with a level 4 in Fade Bolt, he's actually going to get the null field. He's going to max it before telekinesis, so he's only going to have a 1.5 second stun, providing he doesn't steal the Dream Call. What's KarMa just bought himself? Find out. It's going to be his Power Treads as well. So different boot choices coming out from both players as well. KarMa's actually struggling for mana a lot more here, and he's finally going to get hit by a Fade Bolt. The first phase shift that Puck uses and doesn't actually succeed on. So Paul finally striking lucky with that one there. A bit of mistime coming out from KarMa. Right, Paul's going to get himself a couple more last hits. In fact, Paul's got ahead by 10 now, so really starting to control the lane in terms of gold. But there is an Invis rune on Puck now, and Paul doesn't know this one. He knows the room is bottom as he's got the ward there watching, but he doesn't know exactly what KarMa's got. He will know that it's going to be an Invis as soon as KarMa doesn't appear in the next 2 seconds, but this could be devastating. There's not enough mana on top of KarMa for a full burst, though. It's still about 60 mana, well, maybe even more than 60 mana. There's the silence going out on Paul. The orb's going to be there as well. There's still 100 mana short for the ulti, and Fable coming out from Paul, and Paul has no mana as well, but he does have the Warning Rift. Sorry, the phase shift, I should say, which isn't really going to help him. And now Paul is going to actually TP himself back out to base. He flew one in from the courier not long ago, as well as his magic wand. But now KarMa still low on mana, so he's gone for the Intelligence Power Tread. So he's going to have 2.2 mana regen at the moment, but it's really not enough to keep himself up, and he kind of wasted the Invis rune. He should have maybe, obviously you can't use more than 1 bottle charge when you pop the Invis rune, or else you'll get revealed, but maybe should have flown exactly what he's going to do today. Flown some clarities out to him. He's got 3 on the way. Used one of them on himself from the courier when he was inside the Invis rune, and just snuck up on Paul. And as providing he had the mana for the Dream Core, which he would have had in about 20 seconds, then he'd have been able to put some more aggression down on top of Paul now. Again, both heroes really not hitting each other with harassment now, but again, Paul starting to set the lead on CS, his 12 advantage. And now KarMa is going to use his clarity and he's going to try and sit back. But his clarity's got a long time, of course. It's 3.3 extra mana regen per second. And he can't really just stay out the lane the entire time, as they do take, I believe, 30 seconds, sorry, to fill 100 mana. Which isn't that helpful at all. Paul now He's going to keep on auto-attacking. Obviously, with those phase boots, he's got more damage coming out. And again, KarMa just using that phase shift just in case. He wasn't actually going to bounce up to the high ground that time. Oh, this could be in Paul's favour now. He's got himself a haste rune. He's got a fully bottle up. Still a new spell. He might actually be going for the drums as well, picking up that Robot and Magi. I doubt he'll get anything apart from possibly a Veil or an Orchid. Try out it. I don't want to try out a hero build, thank you, Doda. No, can I get rid of this? It's kind of stuck on my screen right now, guys. I'm not sure how to get the last hits up so you can see him, and I can't click on it, but we see another Illusory Orb going on top of Paul, and it's going to be stolen now, so it is a level 4 Illusory Orb, and this gives Paul a lot of burst damage. He's going to have 280 from the Fade Bolt, 280 from the Illusory Orb, and one thing you're missing that KarMa does have is that extra little bit of damage coming out from the Dream Coil. But of course, KarMa having the no damage stun from telekinesis as well as the magic resistance. And there goes the hero build screen. I'm not sure why it's asking me to try a build. I would like a build or a guide on how to shoutcast, but unfortunately I don't think those are available in the game yet. KarMa now firing another orb. There's the silence coming out from him as well. But now Paul is just going to carry on right clicking, and that's the power. Ooh, early phase shift from KarMa. And there goes the Fade Bot as well. So PaulGG taking a little bit more of an advantage still, forcing his way through this game, trying to get as much damage as possible. And KarMa just still not using that ultimate. He's holding on to it, and both players are now level 10, and I have to take a sip of water. This one might go on for a while. But now you can see that Paul, with those phase boots, he started to put a bit more damage onto the tower as well. 767. And even though KarMa essentially has the wave clear, he's got Illusory Orb as well as Warning Rift, PaulGG is just possibly playing a bit more mind game here. You can see that Paul he's got the phase boots, he's got more damage out. He throws the harassment out earlier. And now he's going to try and double rune. He's got the haste rune popped. He's ran up, got a fully bot on, get himself an invis. This could be really big now. So we see an invis, hasted Rubik, and KarMa immediately backs off. The ward has watched this rotation. 3 minutes left on that one. I believe that's a new one. So he actually held on to his second ward until that long into the game. 3 minutes ago. But now Paul is going to try and clear this wave off. He will do so. And now here comes the harassment on the tower. There is a siege creep as well. It's going to get hit once, but he's going to switch aggro, of course.
That's not gonna hold.
And KarMa, I believe he has. Yep, he still has the glyph of fortification. So he might want to fortify this tower, else he's going to fall down. He's going to actually TP straight in aggressively. I'm surprised he's going to drop the Dream Coil, maybe? He needs to drop the Dream Coil right now on top of Paul. Choosing not to do so. He's going to try and right-click Paul to death. No, not going to do so. With that Dream Coil, he might have been able to find himself a kill. Now Paul's just going to TP himself out. Illusory Orb would actually go over the top of him, but TP's out just in time. So KarMa definitely could have taken the advantage there. So now KarMa's going to do some more of the counter push.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He's going to start harassing on this tower. Once again, Glyph of Fortification is available for both players. Paul actually decides to pick up an Oblivion Staff, so whether we see him go for a Refresher or an Orchid is questionable. Most likely going to see the Orchid coming out, though I doubt we'll see the Refresher because obviously he didn't go for the mana boots up on PaulGG, so... And there's an orb to orb. Silence coming out from KarMa as well. I would be surprised if we don't see a level 2 Dream Coil coming out. KarMa wants to use it, but Paul's waiting still. In fact, he steals the phase shift, and that's a lot of damage coming out. And Paul going for the courier! He will pick it up! He's going to die for this one. Maybe. This is going to be an intense battle. PaulGG, can he get the last ranking? No, KarMa going to get it! Paul snipes the courier, but KarMa getting the courier as it was a phase shift versus phase shift battle. And KarMa... finally picking up the first blood here on the puck. And that... and PaulGG gets the courier snipe, but it cost him his life. If he had that one extra right click in him to attack KarMa with, he would have won the exchange and gone 1-0 up. But instead, we see KarMa will take the advantage now. He's level 12 up on his puck. He's going to get himself a regen rune as well, which he's sincerely happy with. He's got one for the ages, my boy. That's very true, KarMa. That's very true. That was one for the ages. So we're waiting on Rubik's respawn. We have a look at his gold real quick. So he's got to have his TP. He's got his phase boots as well as his Oblivion Staff. He's going to come straight to the middle lane. Now we're looking on KarMa. He's gone for more of the early game items. He's gone for the double bracer. Got himself power treads. Wand in a bottle. His courier is dead for another 2 minutes now. But he's got 1,000 gold.
Really do something about that.
And there goes the first tower. So now 1-1 essentially the score. As KarMa's going to go aggressive again. So we do see the Illusory Orb stolen by Paul. And there here comes another man battle, maybe. There's another Dream Call in 10 seconds. Not going to be able to use it. But yeah, KarMa going away ahead of kills right now. So it's 1-0 up on him. And in fact, we're going to see another coming on the orb. Sorry, F-Roar Jaunt as it's called. And KarMa now uses the silence, use the orb. He's got one more orb, but the Dream Call is there. He's going to pop it on top of Paul. Bit of a waste, so he will take the Terror aggro. And now he's going to try and fly the orb on top of Paul, but Paul's able to dodge it effectively enough. Using his bottle during the time where he was Dream Called up. And that's an ultimate wasted on KarMa now. It's going to be down for another 70 seconds. It was a good attempt at some harassment damage, but letting Paul get a little bit too far away. Maybe a little bit afraid that Paul might be trying to steal the Dream Call back. And if Paul does steal it back, he can essentially steal the Dream Call, drop it down, and then use telekinesis to lift KarMa up out of the Dream Call so that the tether breaks and more damage is dealt. That is a tactic that Paul could indeed use if he does manage to steal that Dream Call, which he hasn't been able to do so yet this match. But now we're looking at the levels as well. So KarMa's level 12 with 800 XP, level 11 and 400 up on Paul. But he does have 4 points down in the no field, so it's going to be quite difficult for KarMa to kill Paul. And at the same time, vice versa, because KarMa with that double bracer, he's got a Staff of Wizardry as well, so I'm not sure what he will be building now. It could potentially be a Force Staff coming out. You might even see a dagger coming out for KarMa as well. A dagger? A Dagon. In fact, it's going to be a Dagon. He wants to go for the Dagon build. He's going to get himself a Illusion Orb as well. Illusion Orb? Yeah, Illusion Orb. Illusion Rune. Same things, who cares? Paul's going to pop himself a self, get himself back up to full. And in fact, he's going to send this Illusion Orb... it's Illusion Rune to scout, but he's going to take a lot of damage from the creeps, and Paul immediately knows it's an illusion. 18 minutes has just gone by, he knows it's a rune. But yeah, interesting enough that KarMa's going to be going for the Dagon, so he really wants that burst. And there goes the silence on top of Paul as well as the Illusion Orb. But you can see with that tankiness that Paul's got, he's going to tip himself back to base, pick up his items one slightly. He's going to get himself a Robe of the Magi, so he will be going for the Orchid Malevolence here with a double Oblivion staff build. And now KarMa, he needs to farm up 1100 more gold until he can get himself that Dagon level 1. Give himself a bit more burst damage. But the question is, he's going to be able to utilise his Dagon to kill Rubik. Especially with Rubik having 4 points in no field. It's 20% magic resistance, and I believe a Dagon is magical damage. I will have a quick look now for you. Doesn't actually say. Just says 400 burst damage. I'm not sure if it does magical or composite or what. But at the moment, we are 19 minutes into this game now. PaulGG is on his way to that second Oblivion staff. Now KarMa, as we've already mentioned, on the way to the Orchid. But it's 1 kill going away of KarMa, 1 tower going away of Paul. And Paul really needs to start pushing on his tier 2 tower. It's going to take him a while to bring it down now. If that's his strategy for win, just turtle up and try and take the towers. It's going to take him a damn long while. And meanwhile, KarMa's TP'd in. The creeps haven't seen him. He's trying to catch Paul off guard, but Paul sitting wisely back at the moment. And now KarMa, he has that wave clear potential from 4 points in the orb as well as Warning Rift. So he's going to be able to kill that one off now. And now he's going for the points in phase shift as well, so he's got 3.25 seconds where he can stay out of a fight, but I really don't think that's going to help him against Paul. Unless he's trying to dodge a certain spell. Like if Paul was to steal the Dream Call and drop it, he'd have to use the phase shift for a few seconds just to try and get rid of that duration. At the moment, it is on 6 seconds. Or in fact, we're going to see the call dropping this time from KarMa. He's going to try and right-click Paul to death. He should be able to do so. Telekinesis is going to come out, but that's going to be 2-0 going away at KarMa. GG called out by Paul, so KarMa taking this game 2-0, and he will advance to the next round. We have a quick look at the brackets once more, guys. Next game coming up is going to be Venom versus Team Enigma Steven 11. Captain of Team Enigma, but congrats to KarMa going through to the second round in this Puck versus Rubik matchup. And unlucky for PaulGG. No Dagon, guys. Sorry, says KarMa. Didn't quite manage to build that one in time. But stay tuned, guys. We shall see you for the next game.